Hey, welcome to Element Lifestyle. My name's Molly. This is my 2004 all-wheel drive LX Element, and I turned it into a 35 square foot vacation home. I have everything in here that you need to be able to do long haul travel. The longest trip I've done in here is 6 months, but this year we're looking more like 4.5 months. So out here in the back, I've designed it so that every side of the car is a different room. So when you're on the hatch, you're in my kitchen. I have a 35-liter Dometic fridge, runs all the time, always stocked with the goods. We got a 12-volt plug right here for my rice cooker. And then my 2 drawers are full of goods. So this top is the pantry. We got the oils, we got the spices. And on bottom is all my cooking supplies, so all the goodies. I went ahead and moved my spare tire over to this Rigid Armor swing mount, and that's so I could have a full-size spare. And also, a lot of times when you're building up these Honda Elements, a lot of people don't consider that you still need to access your spare tire every once in a while. So since I have a full-size spare, I actually rotate that into, like I do a 5-wheel tire rotation every 4,000 miles. And then that's also allowed me to have extra space under here. So I went ahead and with this spare tire well, I put an access panel right here that you get into by removing this drawer. And then I got a whole bunch of goodies under there. That's my kitchen area. Come on around this way. I have this Rob DZ side panel. It holds 2 gallons of what I call non-potable water with this Go Westy Stout. I really like that a lot. And I also like Harbor Freight stuff. So we got a Harbor Freight solar panel hook and my beer holder. Right here we have my 8x8 awning from Brome, and this is the entrance to my living room. So I have a foldable coffee table and chair that I would typically put out. You can actually see that I like to have dual purposes for things. So right now it's a little windy out here. I went ahead and threw my Rotopacks down to weigh down my awning. And then this would be the entrance to my bed. So I have this jump seat from Element Driven, which is a nice spot to sit down for me. And then I can work on my computer here. Typically I have my X-Bed Mega Mat folded out. So that's a nice 3 to 4 inch mattress. It's half foam, half air. It's really comfortable for me. This is my tried and true. I've slept on this over 600 nights, and it's my favorite mat ever. Another thing we have access to right here is my power system. So I have a 1500X Yeti from Goal Zero. That's 1500 watt hours. And then I have this fuse box that I built myself to be able to expand the capacity for the Goal Zero. It doesn't add any energy, but I added all the different outlets in my car by building this. I also hardwired in some lights. Can't see them too well right now because it's really bright outside. But this Goal Zero does really well for me. I rarely have to do any like shore power charging. So the way I power it is I have a 100-watt solar panel on top, and then I have a DC to AC inverter in the rear 12-volt. So what that does is it changes the sine wave and gives you a little bit more power. Then from there, I have a 120-watt AC charger. So right now I'm pulling in 61 watts just being stationary. If I were to start the car up, I would potentially be able to jump up to 180 watt hours, and that's just for my input. Some other goodies I have are, I have the Rob DZ Attic. So it comes off of a bracket right here. And then it also attaches to the rear handles. So I went with this because it doesn't sag at all. So all this stuff up here is actually my bedroom stuff. So I have my pillow, my blanket, pajamas, and then my sleeping bag. And what I do at night is I'll set up my bed and then throw all this stuff down. So this is actually empty while I'm sleeping. This is probably the lowest clearance I have while I'm sleeping, and out of like 11 months that I've spent sleeping in this car, I've only hit my knees on it twice. A lot of people ask, like, how do I live within a 2-foot space and how do I sleep within a 2-foot space? But to be honest, like, I'm not somebody that jolts awake. Like, I don't protrude my head first. I kind of I actually like flatten out like a pancake if I ever get scared. So me hitting my head has never been a risk in here. Plus, I like to sleep with my head down there so that I get the full look of the moonroof while I'm sleeping. Really makes me feel, I would say, whatever the opposite of claustrophobic is. So it feels like a palatial regalia as I get to sleep under the stars. Yeah, so some other stuff about my bed. This leaflet folds over while I'm driving, and it's held down with magnets. I didn't want to pop them right now, but this leaflet is supported by these two brackets. And then it also just worked out that my portable toilet is a good support for that as well. All right. One last goodie on the roof. Well, this is an LX, and you might be like, Molly, but you got a lot of EX stuff in here. You even have some 2008 and 2007 EX stuff in here, and that's because this is a Frankenstein car. I've gone to many a junkyard and just rated it. So I put in this center console up top, and that was from a junkyard. And then I also have this counterproductive Molly panel that holds all the stuff I want to grab real quick. So I got a knife, headlamp, binoculars, really bright flashlight, and something that I call my "Don't Mess With Me" stick. Okay, so I do like Molly panels, you know, Molly. So some stuff I have in here. This is all my lights and goodies. So if I'm going to set up for a long-term stay, I also have some extra headlamp batteries in there, and clotheslines. I have a second headlamp. This one's actually my favorite. And then this is filled with Lucy Light lanterns. And this is that big collection of wires that you have in your house or in your desk drawer that's just all the wires to charge all your things. So that's Pure Wires. We got some hankies here. This is where my Garmin InReach Mini lives so that I can contact my family when I'm off grid. And then we got our bug management via thermocells and some tent stakes to hold down my awning whenever I'm in the dirt. So here we have, this is my I need it right now kit. So we have 3 types of sunscreen, 2 types of bug spray, and deodorant. So one thing about me is I'm never sunburned. I rarely have bugs on me, and I try and smell good as much as possible. So over here this summer I just added these Element DIY little pocket holders, which I really like a lot. And yeah, I put some Molly panels on here. I used to have the whole thing filled up. However, I felt like it was a little difficult to open the door. Like the Molly panels were getting to be too thick. And I just moved to these short guys. So these sit as far in front as you can, and they won't come in contact with this. I guess let's go to the driver's seat. Okay, so that's that nice element-driven jump seat. Love to see it. Okay, so again, it's a Frankenstein car. I actually tore this skin out of a car in the junkyard just to get the zipper in the back, because unfortunately the LX does not have the nice zipper. So here I have my center console that I built myself. Go ahead and scoot this guy back. So I have extra storage through here, and then I could also remove this, and I have even more extra storage underneath. So I have one large water bottle holder, one coffee cup holder, and a third cup holder whenever I need it. I also went ahead and put a dump sack on here with my little trash can, and this is a always on or on by switch power outlet that's attached to my Goal Zero right now. So this is not running off of the car battery. Moving on to the front. So I've gotten rid of all the blue trim, and I've just Frankensteined it together with gray trim. I painted these black, and I actually even went in my speedometer and switched the blue trim out from the actual body of it. So the only gray we have left are on the seats. The only blue we have left are on the seats, which is okay. So I have this nice Westfalia grip. I like this a lot. This wheel was a little thinner than my 07, and this was perfect to thicken it up a little bit. This counterproductive panel to my radio. So my radio is a JVC. It has wireless Apple CarPlay, It's also a DVD player, but I've never used that. Then I added this RAM mount for my phone, and I added a little holder for my Baofeng. The other thing I have is the Broadway mirror, and I have these Smitty built extra storage containers. So I put storage wherever I possibly can. The other thing I have up here would be the aux beam switch panel. So this powers all my off-road lights. Everything right now of these 5 are all in the front, but of course I leave room to expand everything. Okay, so next up we're going to talk about the front. I have a lot of accessory lights, and I have this nice bull bar. I love the look of the 90s off-road cars. That's why I got this, but I've since learned that it is an element murderer. So right now I'm looking for another solution to be able to keep my KC daylighters because I really like them and I don't want to lose them. But yeah, if you're in the market for something like this, I wouldn't recommend it. The spot where it mounts underneath is shared with the radiator mount. So when you get into a fender bender, your car would likely crush like this. So in to up. But also, boxes don't really do well in crashes anyway. So it's kind of like one of those things I'm not in a big rush for, but I am aware of it and I do want to keep you guys educated on it. So the lights. I went ahead and made these myself. These are my Raptor style lights. I did a nice little daisy chain, and also my daytime running lights consist of the Raptor lights, this halo, and these 3 dots on the side. Okay, next up I have my fog pods that I used a Rob Deasy fog pod adapter for, and these actually are just rock guards. So I can have it white with the amber backlight, or I could just switch it to yellow with the amber plate. Then last is going to be my counterproductive Baja Design Squadron Sports. I love those guys. So it's on a counterproductive mount. I love all counterproductive stuff. And all right, so under the hood, we haven't done too much. This is an LX, so brace yourself. All right, so we have a 1-inch HRG engine subframe drop. With an LX, you're looking at no vehicle stability assist, which is why there's this wide gap right here. And I also recently took out the stock airbox, so I replaced it with this short ram intake. I like the sound of it. I didn't at first. It's a little loud. We also have the 24F battery upgrade. The hood struts, compliments of Element Lifestyle. And then last but not least, we have this accessory fuse box that goes to the switch panel inside. And that's held down with a counterproductive electrical accessory tray.
Awesome.
Yeah, I guess the only other thing was I got these nice Z-Spec design covers, because with the 3-inch lift, it was looking a little bare in there, and it doesn't collect water, but it keeps debris out. So I like that. So next up, we're going to talk about my suspension. So at first I got the Aerogenics heavyweight kit, but I've since switched that a little bit. I kept the Aerogenics strut spacers, but I went with the HRG subframe drop because it's a little bit more complete than the one they had for Aerogenics at the time. My tires are oversized. I have a 225/75 R16. I did have to take down my pinch weld here with the hammer, and it does rub just a skosh when I'm taking a tight turn. But I love this size, and I don't want to go down. So, yeah, so it's a Toyo Open Country AT3. My other favorite tire that I've had is a Wild Peak AT. No 3, just a Wild Peak AT. I think I would like to go back to those, but I'm a little hesitant because I would probably have to change my wheel setup, and I really love my DX wheels. So I have the full set of Element 44 parts, lower control arms in the front, the upper control arms with the camber adjustment in the back, as well as the lower control arm for the back and the tie bar end. So all Element 44 parts are in here. The fronts I just had redone with KYB shocks to a stock spring, and the rear is a Bilstein shock to a Swift spring. So I carry a lot of weight in here. My Element typically weighs just 50 pounds short of 5,000. So your gross max weight is supposed to be 4,500. I'm a little bit over that, but you can't tell because my suspension's so good, thanks to Joseph and Miguel. Let's see. So one other thing I did that I like is I put these door guards in for the whole thing. It starts right here and goes all the way around to the bottom. I feel like this takes down wind noise a little bit. And I also added this RV vinyl gutter system. Okay, so you don't get that pesky drip right here. Then onto the roof rack. Get up there. So I have an 8x8 awning by Rome Adventure Co. Okay, a 100-watt solar panel. And a large Yakima, it's supposed to be a ski box, but it's a roof box for me.
Okay.
Yeah. So on the other side of the roof box, we have our WeBoost antenna on a 180-degree swivel mount. And we also have a shower ensuite by Kick-Ass. I think that's a 3x3. It's a shower room that drops down. I've experimented with a lot of different shower systems because I feel like that is something that you gotta find what you like. Last summer I had the electrical pump, and that was really convenient and everything, but the flow was so fast that I ended up not really having enough water to do my dishes and take a shower. I had to pick. So now I went back to the Nemo pump shower. It's the one where you get to dance and shower at the same time. I like that because the water flow is perfect. It doesn't waste any water. And yeah, I could break it down because I don't need my shower available all the time. So up in the roof box, I have a 2.5-gallon container that's a collapsible water tank that is just for that shower when I want to use it. So yeah, that's put away right now. Other stuff I have in the roof box would be desert gear, hiking gear, swimming gear, and an extra set of really cold weather clothes, as well as all my tools. So my toolbox, my tool bag, and probably some extra parts up there too. In this center console, I also have a jump pack, a code reader, and my tire inflator. So it's good for me to be as prepared as I can, just in case anything pops up. So along with this side of the car, you're also in my bathroom, kind of, sort of. So I use the collapsible Reliance toilet. It comes with these nifty bags where I could just take them and walk out into the woods. Then I also use this as my container just as a quick sink. So it's a dump sink technically. And then here's my caddy with all my cleaning supplies in there. So along with that, under here this is my entire closet. So I have one bag for tops and one bag for bottoms. I keep it pretty simple, and then I just have one mesh bag for my dirty clothes. You can see it's towards the end of the trip. That bag's pretty big. So let's see, a shower.
Headliner.
Oh right. The other thing I did this last winter was I redid my headliner. Since my car was already gutted, it was pretty easy to take it out and just go at it with Gorilla Spray. I think it's a pretty fun thing. It spices up the interior living space a bit, and it's really unique to me. I actually got this fabric custom painted by a company that I saw where you could choose the weight of your fabric. So I tried to get the lightest weight that would fit the dimensions of the car, and then I just had it painted, or I had it printed, and I love it. I kind of always forget because my door is open, but I also have the Rob Deasy ladder too. So this helps me access that roof box really easily. Okay, you can see I'm in Crocs. I'm not even in sport mode. And here we go. And just like that, I'm on top of my car. It is a little funny because there's one step missing. But yeah, I love this. I use it all the time. I feel really confident in it. And that's my build.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah,
Molly.
thank you. Thanks for coming by. It's been a pleasure camping with you the last few days, and I'm glad we got this tour going. If you want to check me out or if you have any questions, hit me up on Instagram. My Instagram is Dewy Element, DEWY.element. I'm always happy to help people figure out their own builds or answer any questions. Just hit me up.
Awesome. If you guys want to see more Honda Element tour videos like this, please make sure that you comment, like, and subscribe. Subscribing will make more videos like this possible. Thank you, everybody. See you next Honda Element video.
Yeah, see you next time.